Ice cracks beneath their feet. Behind them, something massive crashes through the frost-burned grass. A shadow moves faster than fear allows. There is no time to think, only to run. A woman at the front slips. Her stone knife skids across the ice. Hands grab her furs and haul her upright, just as a shape bursts from the white haze. A cave lion, shoulders rolling, breath steaming, amber eyes locked on weakness. One man spins, thrusting a firebrand forward. Sparks explode into the air. The predator recoils for a heartbeat, snarling, confused by flame. That single heartbeat saves their lives. They reach the rocks gasping, huddling against a wind-scoured outcrop. The lion circles once, then fades back into the storm. Silence returns, but it is not safety. It is a warning. This is the Ice Age, and survival is never given. It is taken. Days earlier, the land had looked different. Still cold, but alive. The savanna stretched wide beneath a pale sun, dotted with frozen acacias and winding rivers locked under skin-thin ice. These people followed the herds, step by step, season by season, reading tracks pressed into frost, listening to the ground as if it could speak. They carried stone points bound with sinew, fire wrapped carefully in bark, water cradled in folded leaves. Everything they owned moved with them. Everything they needed had to be earned again each dawn. When the cold deepened, the animals changed their paths. The hunters followed and paid the price. First came hunger, days without a kill, muscles weakening, thoughts slowing. Then the storm arrived without warning, blotting out the horizon. Snow erased tracks. The world shrank to a circle of white and pain. They dug into the earth with stone tools, carving a shallow windbreak, feeding their last embers with dried grass and resin. Fire became their sun. Lose it, and the night would take them. At dawn, the storm revealed its next challenge. A giant lay dead in the snow, a woolly rhinoceros, its flank torn open by predators. Meat, fat, life. But nothing in this world comes without teeth. As they approached, shapes lifted from the carcass. Hyenas, massive-jawed, shoulders hunched, laughter echoing across the plain. More emerged from the fog. Too many to fight. Too desperate to retreat. The hunters formed a line. Firebrands flared, stones flew. One man hurled a spear not to kill, but to distract, embedding it deep in the frozen ground beside the carcass. The noise, the sparks, the shouting, it was chaos by design. The hyenas hesitated, then one charged. Everything exploded into motion. Flames thrust forward. A stone axe cracked against bone. The air filled with snarls and smoke. In moments that felt like lifetimes, the hyenas broke, retreating into the fog, leaving the kill behind. Victory, but a fragile one. Every heartbeat spent here risked drawing worse predators. They worked fast, hands numb, knives flashing. Fat sliced free, wrapped in hide. Bones cracked for marrow, nothing wasted. When they left, the carcass was already disappearing back into the white, reclaimed by cold and shadow. That night, deep in a limestone cave, firelight danced across walls stained by smoke from generations past. The hunters rubbed fat into cracked skin, chewed bitter roots to keep sickness away, and listened to the wind scream outside. One man traced lines in the ash, paths, herds, danger zones. Knowledge passed without words. Memory became map. Survival became story. But the Ice Age was not finished with them. In the days that followed, the river they depended on froze solid. Water vanished. Throats burned. They learned to melt ice over fire, to read subtle dips in the land where liquid still moved beneath the crust. One mistake here meant death, not dramatic, not fast, but silent. Then came the final test. Crossing an open plain at dusk, they heard it. The low rumble of something enormous. The ground vibrated. Out of the falling snow emerged mammoths, a migrating herd, walls of muscle and fur moving with ancient purpose. Salvation and danger in the same breath. The hunters froze. A wrong move could mean being trampled into the ice. They crouched low, reading the herd, waiting. When the mammoths passed, the wind shifted, and with it came another scent. A saber-toothed cat stepped into view, canines gleaming like curved knives. It had followed the herd, and now it saw them. No fire, no cover, just cold ground and pounding hearts. They spread out slowly, making themselves larger, louder. One man struck stones together, showering sparks. Another raised a spear tipped with obsidian. The cat crouched, calculating. Seconds stretched thin as ice. Then the mammoths shifted, one swinging its massive head, trumpeting. The vibration was too much. The cat backed away, melting into the snow, choosing patience over risk. The people did not move until the plain was empty again. When the sun finally rose the next morning, it cast light on figures still standing, tired, scarred, alive. They had crossed hunger, cold, predators, and fear itself, not through strength alone, but through cooperation, memory, and fire carried forward from the past. This is how humans survived the Ice Age. Not as conquerors, but as listeners, learners, and adapters. Every breath you take carries their victory. Every warm room, every shared meal, every story told in safety is built on nights like these. If this journey stirred something ancient inside you, like subscribe and walk with us deeper into the forgotten paths of human survival. The fire is still burning.